Good morning. I'm Rashawn Gidwani, and you're watching the Daily Morning Note. It's Friday, the 17th of February, 2023. Singapore shares rose alongside regional bourses as relief following a string of upbeat data from the US, the latest being strong retail sales, assuaged investors that the world's largest economy was holding up well amid headwinds and a tightening trajectory. The key Straits Times Index, or STI, snapped a three-day losing streak and jumped 30.41 points, or 0.9%, to 3,311.23. Wall Street stocks retreated Thursday on unexpectedly hot wholesale price inflation and hawkish comments from a U.S. Federal Reserve official, reigniting jitters over the central bank's future rate hike path. The producer price index rose 0.7% in January at a quicker pace than analysts predicted, while initial jobless claims slipped. Singapore's latest six-month Treasury bill, or T-bill, closed its auction with a cutoff yield of 3.93% on Thursday. The latest tranche of T-bills were around 2.3 times subscribed for the 4.9 billion Singapore dollar allotment. The total value of applications in this auction was 11 billion Singapore dollars, down from the 12.9 billion Singapore dollars applied in the previous six-month T-bill auction. It has been nearly a year since the proposal to merge offshore and marine giants Keppel O&M and Sembcorp Marine, but the motion took a big step forward on Thursday as shareholders voted overwhelmingly in favor of amalgamating the two into one. Singapore Telecommunications, or Singtel, has reported a net profit of $532 million for the third quarter of financial year 2023, ended December 31st, 2022, 27.6% lower than the net profit of $734 million in the same period the year before. The year-on-year decline was due to a net exceptional gain from the partial divestment of Indara, which was formerly known as Australia Tower Network. ESR Logos REIT, or ELOG, is seeking to raise gross proceeds of around $300 million. The equity raising will be done through a private placement of between 447.8 million and 454.5 million new units and a non-renounceable preferential offering of new units. The private placement and preferential offering will raise some $150 million each. The Securities Investors Association of Singapore, or SIAS, is appealing to Bausted Singapore to improve on its 90-cent per share privatization offer for its majority-held, separately listed subsidiary, Bausted Projects. Eng Lam Contractors, the wholly owned subsidiary of OKP Holdings, has secured a contract worth $95.9 million from the Land Transport Authority on February 6th. Eng Lam Contractors will be involved in the survey, construction, and reconstruction of roads, curbs, footpaths, cycling paths, and other road and commuter-related facilities along Singapore's southeast sector. Koyo International, citing higher labor costs for ongoing projects that got to be worked on throughout the pandemic, warns that it will report a net loss for its financial year 2022. Inflationary pressures added to the woes, the company says, adding that it will report on or before March 1st. Inflation rebounded in January at the wholesale level. The producer price index, a measure of what raw goods fetch on the open market, rose 0.7% for the month, the biggest increase since June. Economists had been looking for a rise of 0.4% after a decline of 0.2% in December. Excluding food and energy, the core PPI increased 0.5% compared with expectations for a 0.3% increase. On Thursday, the Chinese Commerce Ministry said it blacklisted Lockheed Martin Corp and an arm of Raytheon Technologies Corp over the company's arms sales to Taiwan. Putting the companies on its unreliable entities list prohibits them from export and import activities related to China. The sanctions have little real effect since American defense companies are broadly barred from making military sales to China. Tesla is voluntarily recalling 362,758 vehicles equipped with the company's experimental driver assistance software, which is marketed as full self-driving beta, or FSD beta, in the US. Tesla will deliver an over-the-air software update to cars to address the issues, the recall notice said. Standard Chartered Bank, or Stan Chart, raised a key performance metric and announced a new $1 billion share buyback on Thursday after posting a 28% rise in annual pre-tax profit as global interest rate hikes boosted its lending revenue. Stan Chart upgraded its performance forecast, saying it was now expecting to achieve a return on tangible equity, a key profitability metric, of 10% this year and 11% in 2024. Paramount Global said it saw its streaming business grow during the fourth quarter and announced plans to increase prices for Paramount Plus this year. Despite adding more streaming customers, Paramount reported its fourth quarter revenue declined 7% compared with last year to roughly $5.9 billion as the weak advertising market weighed on the company. Company executives on Thursday estimated the advertising market will bounce back in the second half of 2023. DoorDash reported better than expected sales for the fourth quarter and gave upbeat guidance for the current period. The company recorded a loss per share of $1.65 per share versus 68 cents as expected by analysts, and revenue of $1.82 billion versus $1.77 billion expected. DoorDash said the total number of orders it delivered in the fourth quarter grew 27% to 467 million, which topped analyst projections. Shopify Inc. produced a better holiday quarter than expected according to a Wednesday earnings report, but a forecast for slowing revenue growth. In their forecast, Shopify executives guided for revenue to grow in the high teen percentages in the fiscal first quarter, while analysts on average were projecting first quarter revenue of $1.48 billion, which would be revenue growth of more than 23%. For the fourth quarter, Shopify reported a loss of $623.7 million, or 49 cents a share, on revenue of $1.73 billion, up from $1.38 billion a year ago. Hasbro forecasts annual sales and profit below analyst estimates on Thursday, slammed by a sharp decline in demand for its toys and games from customers reeling with rising prices. Both Hasbro and its rival Mattel had seen a steep drop in consumer spending in the crucial holiday season. It lost the highly lucrative license to make Disney princess toys to Mattel last year. In our research section, Phillip Security research analyst Terence Chua maintains a buy on Keppel Corporation with a target price of 9.54 Singapore dollars. It was last done at 7.14 Singapore dollars. For Prime US REIT, Phillip Security research analyst Darren Chan maintains a buy recommendation with the target price of 0.70 Singapore dollars. It was last done at 0.44 US dollars. That's all for today. For financial news, tune in weekdays at 8:30 a.m. live on YouTube and Facebook. Please like and subscribe for more. See you again and have a great day.